Well, welcome everybody to another night of cup racing with the Midwest Days of Thunder League as they tackle Rockingham, North Carolina Speedway here. It's an amazing speedway. It's so glad they kept this track around. Hang on, I've got something going on in the background here. There we go. Had to mute something there for you. But Woody 200 is the race tonight. It's sponsored by Thorns Family Woodwork. They've got a pretty awesome trophy for this thing. It's going to be a custom-made cutting board. So for those of you that don't know, Matt Thorns is a pretty talented woodworker, and he'll be donating that tonight. But we thank him for his sponsorship tonight. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting race. 200 laps we're going to run here at this 1 mile track in these cup cars. I'm Alan English, and join me in the booth tonight is Francisco Villarreal. How you doing, Francisco?
Doing pretty good, getting ready to watch this race. A very bumpy track, so it'll be interesting to see how these cars handle here. Like you said, 200 laps. It'll be fun to see some side by side action, short track racing. Um, but overall, yeah, I mean, gotta look forward to it and for some really good racing.
And down there on pit road, Adam Turner. How you doing, Adam?
No, I'm doing great, man. It's zero fast repairs, 80% fuel. Looks like the Woody 200. It's gonna be 200 laps. It's a 1 mile track, so you do the math. 100 degrees on the track right now. We're gonna have stages at 30 and 40 and 140. So should be fun. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, no fast repairs in this Cup series as well as the Xfinity this season. You think that's going to help keep some of these drivers off of each other just a little bit more? I know it's a short track, and that's kind of the nature of short track racing. But without any fast repairs at all, do you think that really helps keep it cleaner?
Uh,
I think it does. I don't know. I don't do much racing anymore. Francisco, what are your thoughts?
I mean, whenever you never have a fast repair, you always kind of have to be careful. We've seen these guys be extremely aggressive no matter what, so um, I would say with a cutoff race like this, kind of want to go for those bonus points, but at the same time, you really just want to be there at the end of the stages and of the. I'd be playing it safe personally.
Well, it looks like qualifying's over. We're gridding up behind the pace car at the start finish line. Let's go ahead and do our grid rundown for you guys at home. Taking the pole today, the 35 of Ethan Flanagan, starting to his outside, the 11 of Andrew Kobe. Row number 2 on the inside will be Angel Hernandez in the 42. Justin Malarkey will be in that 73 car on the outside of row 2. The 6 of Tony Fry will start in 5th. The 60 of Alan Kewins starting in 6th place. Row number 4 is going to be the 1 of Jason Ricketts and the 9 of Justin Barkley. Row number 5 and rounding out your top 10 is the 92 of Greg Klein on the inside and Michael Buckley in the 26 on the outside.
Yeah, the number 10 of Matt Thorns, our race sponsor in 11th. Tabor Mowry, number 5, 12th. 96 Super Serial Racing Derek Schimmel in 13th. 89 of Gary Sack the third, Mr. Michigan, sitting there in 14th place. 98 of Isaac Degner. He's sitting there 15th. 26 Red Stick, 27th Red Stick Mike Simone, 16th. Number 70 is Stephen McComas, 17th. And looks like Connor Darnell will be in 18th. I'm showing Richard Michelow Gray as disconnected. I don't know if he's coming back or not, but he would be in 19th if he comes back.
Alrighty.
Of throwback paints out there today, as this is technically kind of a throwback track, throwback race tonight, the 35 and the 42 with pretty slick looking paint jobs.
Oh, for
42,
sure.
of course, old Alan Kowicki paint job.
I like the Tins paint. That's our title sponsor there, Matt Ford. It's pretty cool paint.
Just like they're coming on around. Lights are off on the pace car. Here it goes. It's ducking on down. There we go. Green flags in the air to start this historic 200-lap race, the Woody 200 here at Rockingham. Great start there for the 35 of Ethan Flanagan. Cobb kind of stuck on that outside line. Will dive right in behind him before they even get out of turn 2. The 42 close behind. He's about a car length off of Cobb's back bumper there. Oh, a little bit of cold tires there. The 35 pushing up the racetrack some. Didn't really want to move that high up the track right there, but the 11 was not able to take advantage at all. As they're starting to single file out here already towards the front.
It's probably kind of smart to single file right at this early in the race. Get the bugs sorted out before you start racing the thing.
Well, it's going to be a long one, Francisco, and you were talking to one of the guys about a pit window. How are we looking on fuel for this race tonight?
So, based on what I've been told by one of the crew chiefs for one of the teams, it's going to be around 55 to 65 laps. So, that will be something to keep an eye out, as some guys will be pushing out early, others, because I believe the stages are, let me see right here, at lap 30. Well, the first one they're not going to have to worry about. That second run, though, they're going to have to make maybe 2 stops. So, it'll be important to keep an eye out for that second run. If I were them, this beginning run, I'd really use it as kind of how hard can I push the car for how long, and see when it'd be really good to kind of maybe start changing up my line, because on Monday's race, we saw how the Xfinity cars, we were kind of running that mid-line and then cutting it down. Here, it seems like they're more a little bit lower, so maybe once it gets tighter, they might be moving up the track a little bit.
Line very, very loose on the backstretch there. He barely hung on to that car as he was weaving back and forth there. Kind of loose coming off of turn 2. Adam, you ever run here in the Xfinity cars? Or
I don't remember. I have run here. I don't know what car it was in. It's pretty fast, pretty fun, I think, due to the banking. So it makes it pretty fun. You have a front stretch, you have a really, you can run flat out, get pretty fast up there in the front. I'm going to treat this first 30 laps as kind of like I'm warming up too, How much beer can I drink right here?
Yeah, we're seeing speeds of upwards of 175 miles an hour before they have to back it down to get down into turn 1. So as far as tire strategy goes here, you really want a long run car after the first stage. So are these guys going to push it a little bit harder there, Francisco, and then try to have a long run car, maybe conserve tires maybe in the second stage?
Seeing the trend of the races, seeing how some of the drivers race, I assume they're going to push it hard early on and have a little bit of tire wear towards the end. It really all depends on I really feel like it all depends on the line here, because hugging the very bottom, I don't think it's the preferred. I think I'm not sure about the cup cars, but I'm more concerned it'd be similar, where you kind of want to enter just maybe a lane up and then cut it back down, kind of the way the 35 is doing right now, to get that runoff. Because if you keep holding the bottom, those tires will steaming at the end of the run. So it'll be interesting. But like you said, tires is going to be what's most important here.
Adam, we saw a little bit of that on Monday, I believe, with the guys who ran that low line, trying to really put a lot of wheel in it. They did burn up the right front there pretty quick.
Yeah, no, that was, I think we saw a little bit of test run for what's happening here. Totally different cars, but I think some of these guys might have raced in that race Monday night, probably just to get a feel for what's happening.
Well, that's a good idea to race down, too, especially if it's a cut-off race, important consequence here. And if your season kind of depends on it, whether you're going to continue or not into the playoffs, might be a good idea to pick one of these to race down in.
Oh, for sure. I know any chance I got when it came to whether it was league racing, I'll take advantage of the league races to get ready for official races. Just get that extra practice in. Also, for the people watching the broadcast, if you notice, there are some drivers with their number yellow. The drivers in yellow, those are playoff drivers. So those are the names you want to keep an eye out, as today is the cutoff race, and I believe it is the top 12 that will move on after this race.
Also want to thank Angry Indian 89 for joining us over on Twitch again tonight. He said, "Hi guys."
Yeah, hopefully we have some people out there watching tonight. Yeah, the cutoff race, that's what we were talking about here. Next week, Daytona Road Course, the dreaded Daytona Road Course. So I want to get some points while you can here. But I guess the points restack next week.
Yes. They reset, I believe, every round. By the way, don't remind me of Daytona. Man, 73 of Justin Malaki really sending in there on the highline. But,
Way in the marbles.
he got a really good runoff, though. As Angel sending in there, too. And that's the thing with these cars, is if you send them a little deep and then try hitting the brakes, the car will get out from underneath you. And we saw that with the 42 in that turn where it kind of got a little sideways. Not too bad, but definitely something to keep an eye out, as we got a little bunch here battling for second, third, and fourth.
Darnell up 5 positions so far in the 97. Picking them off.
That's a nice paint scheme. I like how on Connor's paint scheme you see that big 9, but yet since his number is 97, you put a tiny 7 behind the 9.
Yeah, that's like sometimes when you show up to your local dirt track, if
Yep.
you know, racing from out of town or something, you might have another 42 out there, so you'll be the 42Z or whatever, you know. Just get some
Yeah.
tape.
Exactly. A total short track, dirt track deal. This is a very short track here. Looks like Matt Thorns is trying to battle with Ricketts here for 10th place.
A little fight with the 96 as well. Derek Schimmel, new team this year, Super Serial Racing. I know he'd love to get up there and continue his playoff run. He's got another driver too. One of his teammates is Barkley is in the playoffs as well. Is that whole team in the playoffs? Super
Let's see.
Serial.
Well, Stephen McComas has disconnected. I don't know what happened with him.
Uh-oh.
The number 70 looks like he's done for the night.
I see we also have Gary Sack in the pits. Not sure if he's parking it or what's going on, but I will tell you the 35's gotten out to a 1.5 second lead, and you know seems real comfortable out there, getting really good runs off the corner. Angels in second place, Justin Malaki right behind him. You know, this track is really fun. Those bumps make it really interesting. There's one specific bump in turn 1 that if you hit it the wrong way, it sends you up the track. I ran into that bump quite a bit on Monday. But this track is definitely one of those where you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it.
The track is going to be redone here in the next year or two. They're going to put a new surface on it, so this old cracked up surface that's all bumpy with all the sealant lines and stuff on it is going to get revitalized. So I'm not sure if they're going to change the banking or any of that kind of stuff like they did with Atlanta, putting a lot of earth moving work into it. I think it might just be a simple repave. I have to do some looking into that. Can't wait to see him running back there again, though.
The 11 of Andrew Kolb is kind of falling back. He saw him battling for the lead at one point, and now he's in 6th place. Could have been the fact that, like I said, people trying to get used to the track, burning up their stuff, testing out lines, and Because if you burn up your stuff, this track goes from being fun to a complete nightmare because these turns are very tricky. Once you have worn tires, it turns into a boat, and you just want to go straight towards the wall. As we see, David Maurer getting a little loose behind him.
Yeah, well, we only have about 4 laps left to this first stage, right? So, looking good so far. They're keeping it clean, learning these cars tonight, trying to figure out the track. Temperature's down to 93 degrees on the track. It started at 100, so looks like we're getting some shade over this thing in Darlington. I'm Rockingham, I'm sorry.
Arlington's on right now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I was watching the TV and they're racing Darlington. Getting confused.
Jason Ricketts getting passed by a couple of cars. Looks like he's blinking out again. Thorns and Schimmel able to get around the one. Yep, gotta love the stage happening at 30. It's like Francisco said, it'll give these guys a good yardstick to measure tire wear by for the rest of this race today. I'm sure we'll see everybody come down and take 4 tires and full tank of fuel.
Gary Sachs disconnected.
Yeah, I saw him come down. I thought maybe he was just trying to pit before the stage or something, but then I saw tires going on it, and now he's gone, so I don't know.
Yeah, that second place battle getting a little interesting. 42 and 70 are being real consistent. Either Flanagan's. This reminds me of on Monday where I was in the lead and you had Joshua and Davey battling out for second, and them battling allows the leader to get out to a lead and just drive away. And I think that's what's happening here. But it seems like the competition content is out. The stage.
That quick, man. We had a really quick 30 laps, which was fine by me. Really enjoyed that first stage. We'll see if it gets a little racier here as this thing progresses.
Let's see if I can.
Oh, you got Francisco. You got any of those cameras tonight? Those are always the coolest thing.
We have 2 of them tonight. So since you mentioned, go ahead and bring them up.
Yeah, who you got?
We got the sponsor of this race, Mr. Matt Thorns.
Oh, Mr. Mustache.
By the way, he does do some that couldn't wear that he did. Oh, it looked awesome. Matter of fact, maybe
After he's done with his pit stop, maybe give him a chat.
for sure.
Yeah, because I looked to see if I could find a page or something for Thorns Family Woodcraft, but I could not find one.
It's all by word of mouth, man. He's probably like an empire at this point with all the stuff he's done.
Yeah, it's bigger than IKEA.
Well, I have a picture here of the cutting board, so I'm gonna show the chat for the people wondering what these boys are racing for. Got this beautiful cutting board right here. I love the colors of it. It is amazing. Actually came out really nice.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's good. Pretty awesome. You want me to pull
Thorns
him
has
up?
completed his stop. He is back on the track under pacing if y'all want to pull him.
I can do it. I'll pull him up. You guys ready?
I am ready.
Here he comes.
Did you get your
Matt Thorns, this is the guys up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, fellas, what's going on?
Not much, man. How's the first short little stage here treating you?
I wasn't bad, just trying to get a feel for the car, feel for the track, and just getting the groove here, so I think it'd be all right.
Well, let's talk about that beautiful trophy you created and your business that's sponsoring this thing tonight.
That's true, yeah. The winner tonight gets an ingrain cutting board It's made out of European beech and wingay, which is a really dark African hardwood.
Awesome, dude. Well, we
Where can guys find more information about Thorns Family Woodcraft and the kind of stuff? Where can they see your work?
Well, nowhere right now. I'm just kind of trying to kick it off in the early stages, but I think I'm close to setting up like a Facebook page and stuff like that.
There you
So,
go. Get them on Etsy, man. That's where it's at.
yeah, I know. I don't know how to do all that stuff. I'm dumb redneck when it comes to that interweb stuff. So,
Well, good luck the rest of the race, man.
I appreciate it, guys.
yeah. Good luck to you.
Yep, and thanks. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
All
The
right.
other person we have a camera with is Mr. Anthony Fry.
Oh, look at that. Wonder what he's up to.
Actually, correction, his camera has literally just frozen as I went to him.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
we can
man.
we'll deal with the race sponsor tonight. That'll work. Really need to bring the broadcaster camera in English.
Yeah, I was in big hurry, man. I didn't get a chance to set it up.
Well, you know what? I don't want to hear excuses. Turn the damn camera on. We want to see that big hairy beard on your face and see you chugging down cold beer. How about
Lights
that?
are off on the pace car there, buddy. You want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one here. Looks like Ethan Flanagan decided to be on the outside here. You have the choose roll. Really coming to the restart zone. Ethan Flanagan outside, Angel Hernandez inside, Anthony Fry, Justin Malarkey behind them as they hit the first corner. That is going to be a battle up front into that first corner with Angel and Flanagan. Angel's trying to get underneath him, and he looks like he does. What a great start for Angel Hernandez there. But Ethan Flanagan is not giving up there as we round it into 4 and make a complete full lap. Wow, Angel was really running hot there.
It's like the 9 car. He was in the wrong gear or spun his wheels or something on the restart, kind of stacked up behind him. That was Justin Barkley in that Napa car. Don't know quite what happened there, but everybody able to avoid danger there. It's like the 98 came down right after that.
Yeah, and he towed for some reason because it says it jumped to. He stopped, and I wonder if maybe. I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are just kind of parking it. But that was an amazing restart by Angel to start on the inside and be able to make it stick and get to the lead.
Yeah. Kobe Sutpin on Twitch says Hernandez catching this W. We'll see. He's looking sharp so far. He's taking a little bit. Yeah, mine too. He took a little bit different line there in 1 and 2. Kind of rode it high. It looks like behind him, Flanagan's kind of running low. I don't know if that's going to wear his tires out earlier or what. Francisco, you could probably talk to us about that.
Well, it seems like Angel's trying to run the line that we were running for the Xfinity race where you enter mid, drift it up a little bit, and then you cut it back down. In these cars, man, I haven't ran these cars in a while here. But if it's anything like the Xfinity, that is the preferred line. And I think I want to say that should work. You see Ethan running the line a little bit better as he's trying to run a little faster, and how Ethan in 3 and 4 is taking that lower line on entry. So this would really give us a sense of 2 things. One, how good is clean air? Because we saw Ethan pulling away from him on that first run. And the second thing is which line is a little bit better for 3 and 4? Because 1 and 2, you have to, I would say, enter about a lane and a half above, and then cut it back down on exit. In 3 and 4, you're seeing those 2 lines from Angel and Ethan, where one's entering low, drifting it up, and then basically diamonding the quarter, while Angel's kind of doing the same thing that he's doing in 1 and 2. It'll be interesting to see which line works a little bit better toward the longer the end of this run.
Well, so far everybody's running smooth out there still. No issues, no cautions, no fights, which sucks, man. I'd like to see a fight here in a minute.
I know you do.
I mean, it's only
It's a short track. You're supposed to
yeah.
have.
They should have
strife.
already. They should have already thrown hands by now.
We want to also give a shout out to Mike Giberson from Grumpy Gramps, serving as today one of today's admins. I think they got a couple of them working over there in the up there in the control room for the league tonight. See what those guys have helped out so much ever since they came over and kind of joined forces with MDOT. The Grumpy Gramps guys doing a great job helping
Yeah.
out wherever they can. A lot of the recent success this league has seen is I think it's directly tied to those guys' efforts over there. So I appreciate all those guys.
We're gonna have a little battle here with Andrew Cobe and looks like Alan Kewins for 10th. Andrew Cobe trying to get underneath Kewins in the Woody Woodpecker car right now. Let's see if he can. Oh, Cobe got a little squirrely trying to pressure the 60, and that cost him a spot.
And that's one thing about this track is I'm more than certain that what happened there was he probably went up a little too high, got scared of the wall, and kind of sent it down. On exit, if you even check up the slightest, the person behind you gets such a solid run if they hit their mark that you could be even a second ahead, and by the time you get to the other side of the corner, even though it is a short track, they're right on your bumper.
So far tonight, your biggest mover is the 5 car of Taver Mowry. He's up 7 positions, in line for top 5 right now if he can keep it.
Yeah, there's a little activity all over the track, which is good. I mean, we're kind of single filing, but Cobe looks like he's trying to get back in the game with Justin Barkley, and Kewins there in that 60 car.
I will say these guys are keeping it real clean, and these laps are going quick.
Yeah. That's good, because I think at some point near the end of this race, they're going to get kind of super racy, just due to the fact, everybody wants to advance.
By the way, I see our broadcaster, Mr. English. He has brought his camera. I'm pretty sure he had shut it off once again because I assumed that it wasn't working.
I didn't think it was working. I unplugged it and plugged it back in, like they tell you to do. And
Yeah, you did the perfect thing for Midwest Days of Thunder IT department. We had you, and then we didn't have you. Put the thing back on. Everybody wants.
Plugged it back in.
You're like the star of the show at this point.
No,
Right now we're single
not
file.
even close.
So we have to at least see you chugging that cold Budweiser. What do you got in that mug tonight?
Nothing in this mug right now.
Maybe that's why you're so cranky.
I'm not cranky. My wife said that earlier today.
I think you are. I agree with her.
Cranky today.
You're just a little off. That's all right. We'll get you back in the mood of racing here. We lap 53. We have 147.6 to go, so you'll get fired up eventually here.
Now we got the refill, and that's a perfect head on that thing.
Oh, wonderful. Glad to see you're back.
Well, I'll tell you, it seems like Clean Air definitely did make a difference because Angel is able to maintain the lead and Malarkey was able to get around Ethan. Now remember, Ethan was leading this race and kind of had as Taver Maui wrecks.
Uh-oh.
No caution because he's on the
He's going to keep it down on the apron and keep us green here. As long as he can get that thing up to speed, he's still very slow. Now he's going sideways.
He lost the thing on his own. Hard hit to the inside wall, too.
Oh,
That is going to hurt.
I see what happened. Got close to the wall, and like I said, sometimes when you get close to that wall, you get a little scared of it. Turned it left, and at this track, once the wheel starts spinning, you just lose control, and he just slammed into the outside wall first, and then slid into the inside.
Hopefully he wasn't texting and driving. That tends to get people here. Rockingham. No texting and driving here, boys.
Well, these aren't like the trucks, you know. You get these things sideways, it's hard to catch them, you know. You might as well pull the steering wheel off the dadgum thing once you get as sideways as he was right there. But yeah, that impact to the inside wall, I think that's what's really got that car hurt right now. But like you said, staying green here, we're going to see some more green flag racing action. Not a whole heck of a lot of passing going on out there at the moment. Still real early in the early stages of this deal. And Taver Mary has manually disconnected, so too much damage on the 5 car. And he'll call it a night. Yeah.
Ooh, that's got to hurt for him.
Well, here's the thing. Speaking of that, I believe, wasn't it last week also that he got involved in a wreck early on? At Auto Club? So, I mean, with him disconnecting, he might be at risk of not advancing to the next round. But I know in a cutoff race like this, you'd want to run as many laps as you possibly can to just try and, you know, a lot can happen with 140 laps still to go. Now, obviously, if he obviously had a meatball and had like 30 minutes of damage, well, that's out of his control because he did hit that wall pretty hard.
Just the latest victim to have to disconnect here. I think a couple of these guys, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but they probably did the Morgan Shepherd thing, just did a start and park and then jetted out of here to go play their pirate game or whatever they're going to play.
Pirate game? What in the hell are you?
Oh, no, that's what somebody wrote that on. Hang on a second, let me find it.
What the hell is a pirate game?
Mike Giberson wrote on YouTube. He said, "Yeah, Gary Sack left to go live out his life as a pirate." From what I hear,
I know what game.
Okay, well, Gary Sachs was on the bubble. Looks like. I guess he wasn't going to make the cut, and he wanted to be a pirate. Does he wear an eye patch during this whole thing?
He's going to take some booty or something.
I'm watching iRacing. This is a simulation. This is not a video game. I don't know what the hell pirates are doing with swashbuckling crap.
That's exactly what
iRacing.
About
You can't even say it. Swashbuckling.
Swashbuckling.
Well, if that's the case, I'm a little ashamed of Gary. And I'm going to have to reprimand him at some point. But I was looking at the standings here. Taver Mowry is sitting, looks like 6th.
He's safe, man.
He's going to be safe. Just go ahead and park the damn thing because this is, you know, short track. You get into it, you get a meatball. That's a wrap. He'll be all right, though, for next week at Daytona Road Course.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to drive that on Monday. I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm not looking forward to watching the damn thing, to be honest with you.
73.
Now, I got to learn it. Oh, what happened?
73, I want to say he scraped the wall entering turn 3 and 4. He's been setting it up there a little bit. Not careful, that wall comes out and grabs you. But anyway,
I had a little issue, too. I was just going to keep talking about the damn pirate crap. I'm confused on iRacing versus pirating. I don't know
it's a game.
What's going on.
It's a game called Sea of Thieves, and
there you go. That's the name of it.
Yep, you get to be a pirate, and they even have Jack Sparrow as a character in the game. I've never played it, but I know exactly what they're talking about.
So, do the Navy SEALs come out with a 50 cal and snipe the pirate?
No, this is like old school pirates. It's not like the Somalians trying to take that ship away from Tom Hanks and stuff.
Why don't they combine that with Call of Duty and have some Call of Duty people on the boat and snipe them in 50-foot swells? That sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know. Y'all got me all confused now. What the hell's going on? 67 laps into this thing, we're talking about pirates.
Well, Jack Sparrow, or Johnny Depp's got no time for pirate games here lately.
No, that's just a distraction from what's
He's
really
busy
going
being
on.
in court.
Yeah, and they put it all over the news because it's a distraction for what's really happening. I won't get into that.
73 right up on the back of the 42 now. Malarkey running quite a different line there, Francisco. He's going low in, and the 42's kind of staying to the outside there, entering the turn, and gets a great run off.
That was a really solid run in that corner. And I mentioned it earlier. We were going to see him starting low and start drifting up the track to get the better run off the corner. And we're starting to see how tires are affecting, because the 35 of Ethan, he was falling back, but now he's right back on their bumpers. It'll be interesting to see. I do know this track is very difficult to pass once your tires are kind of worn in, just because you're not able to hook the corner. If someone's on your outside, you really can't use every bit of track to get the full momentum coming off. So it'll be interesting to see how they try and approach these pass, or attempt to pass.
Yeah, because getting to somebody's one thing, passing them's another, and this track is not super wide.
Well, here's the deal. I'm done with the broadcast tonight. I'm going to go be a pirate. So y'all enjoy.
Hey, get Gary to train you up on it, man. I've watched his streams before of him playing Sea of Thieves. The guy knows the thing inside and out.
Yeah, of course he does. That's how he delves
He
into
lives
everything.
the pirate life.
Well, let's quit talking about pirates. Flanagan in third is I think he's doing pretty well here behind Malarkey. Malarkey's got Angel in his sights. Pretty good battle for the top three right now.
Oh yeah, these three are able to keep up really good with one another. The biggest thing here is how well you can handle the pressure. Angel having the 73 right behind him, and the 73 he's not going to hold back. He's going to try and make a move, poke his nose underneath. It's all about hitting our marks. Angel, I've raced with him quite a bit. He's real consistent. Hardly makes a mistake, so he can handle it. But I know sometimes drivers will, they start looking at that rear view and they're like, oh, he gained on me there, or he gained on me here, and they get into their own head and they end up making a mistake, whether it's hitting a wall, missing a corner, and it makes it so much easier for the people kind of to get around them.
Yeah. And you never want to drive with your rear view mirror. That becomes an issue. What did you say, English?
I was just going to mention Red Stick Mike Simone, not a playoff driver, even though we've seen him do very well in some of the races this season. Up 8 spots, sitting in 8th place right now. So again, not a playoff driver, but Mike's one of those guys. He wants to go out there and do well anyway. And
got passed by the number 10.
Can do here.
Matt Thorns passed Red Stick Mike Simone. It might have been a friendly pass.
Yeah, the teammates, you're going to let the guy around, and he is in the playoffs still, Matt Thorns, in that Thorns family Woodcraft number 10. So yeah, he's not gonna fight his north-south teammate there too much.
Yeah, Red Stick Mike Simone, he changes his paint every week. He's in the snapper with a turtle on it. Well, he's Cajun, so he probably boiling turtles tonight, or some kind of turtle confillon.
Well, there's only a couple, or a nice sauce piquant.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm looking for.
Snapper. That term means so much to so many people. There's probably 3 different definitions. I know the turtle and the lawnmower.
I thought it was a lawnmower.
Yeah, there's a couple of more, but man, Angel Hernandez, have a race, why don't you? He is up there running that high line and staying in front of Malarkey somehow here. I heard somebody hit the wall. I didn't see who it was, but I heard
it was
telltale sign. It's that
Darnell.
red and white car. Yep.
Red Stick Mike Simone is down in the pits. Tire wear is probably kind of eating at him at this point. Wouldn't y'all think? Yeah.
Well,
Well, if I'm
Francisco?
not mistaken, they
Close
pitted
to
lap
Burlingame.
30. I was about to say, there's about 5 to 10 laps, 5 to 15 laps, correction, where people should be coming at pit, and we're already seeing Michael Buckley come in as well in that 26. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, as for the leaders, I would run this thing dry. I mean, and the only reason I say that is because I've lost races to Davey all because I decided let me come in a lap or two earlier, and those fresher tires are way too valuable. So if I'm them, I'm a push this to its limit.
Yeah, sometimes
there's-
it doesn't pay off to be try to outsmart the thing. Just run it
there's-
till it's dry.
Tons and tons of laps here left. I mean, we're not even close to halfway yet. So yeah, I'm with you there. Run it bone dry, and then come in and top off, and you might get lucky and get a little caution here. Give yourself a little bit easier of a pit stop. Getting on and off pit road, because what are you doing? 106. What are you doing coming out of 4? Maybe 140, 150 miles an hour, and then you got to whip it down onto pit road. That's a hard pit to get into.
I'll tell you
Somewhere nice.
right now, just because I have their speed on here too. So they enter the corner at about 140. Coming out of the corner, they're about 130. Oh, Angel gets into a wall.
Oh man.
And these fellas are going to take full advantage of that.
Yeah, they're just waiting on the mistake there, weren't they?
Like I mentioned, all it takes is for taking them. They're able to get around you so easily. Now he was able to recover and stay in second, so it wasn't too big of a hit. Now the thing is,
go ahead.
With that damage now, in general, it is a short track. As long as you're not down to power, it won't be too bad. But anytime you get damage on these cars, where tire wear is already a key factor, but it makes it 10 times worse because this car is going to start to get tighter and tighter and tighter a lot sooner than people with no damage.
Well, to me, the beauty of this thing is, regardless if we have a caution or not, we're going to get restacked at lap 140 for the stage break. And we're going to have a nice 60-lap shootout, which is way better than I think what we had last week, which, was it 5?
It was a green-white checker, yeah, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of silly. This is more like what I like to see. A little fairness involved here tonight. I like the way that they set the stages up here tonight at Rockingham.
I want to see some more examples of Matt Thorns' woodcraft abilities, because that's one thing for quite a few years I was into it too, and I never made any cutting boards or anything like that. Did a lot of clocks and stuff, but it fascinates me how guys some people just have the knack for that, to do like an end grain board like that and make it look that good. That's something else right there. That's a lot of precision cuts and stuff put into that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I even hit him up like, hey, how much it costs? Because I do laser engraving. So I told him, I'm like, I've done cutting boards. I was like, those cutting boards are real nice, and I know what some people do is they'll take cutting boards like that and then engrave it a little deeper and then pour epoxy in it and kind of give it that epoxy resin look on it as well. So I was like, I mean, that cutting board looked awesome the way it is already.
Yeah, you guys get a little thing going there. It's an art. That's the cool thing about it. Woodworking is an art. And to make just your everyday item a piece of art like a cutting board is pretty awesome.
As we see the 60 come down into pits, I think what also makes it pretty cool is the fact that, a cutting board, or in general, when you're able to do stuff like that, you're able to customize it to exactly how you want it. You can go to a store and see a cutting board and be like, oh, this is nice, everything. But there's always that one thing that, like, man, I wish it was this way or I wish it was that way. When you're able to make it yourself, it's like, this is what I saw and I was able to make it.
Oh, caution's out right as the 35 was pitting. The 10 of Thorns and the 11 of Cobb are down on the apron. Right there in the back stretch. It sounds like Matt Thorns is taking responsibility for that one. And he's spraying for mosquitoes over there in turn 3 and... Was that 3 and 4? No, that's 1 and 2. Spraying for mosquitoes over there.
Yeah, I
It was
see what
3 and
happened
4.
here. Coming out of 1 and 2, I think he pushed a little too hard, smacked the wall, and just like Tabor, hit the inside wall, and it just lost control and went back up, and 11 had nowhere to go.
Boy, tore the hell out of that car too, and beautiful paint scheme. Thorns Family Woodworks is in a little bit of trouble right now.
Well, it looks like the 35 of Flanagan was able to cross the line and make it into the pits before the pits closed on the yellow flag. So
Good deal.
he's good to go to get his service done.
So here's the thing with that, and he's already actually should be good because I was gonna say, yeah, he should be fine. Well, he's still in the lead lap, so he should cycle back to the lead.
He'll come back around, and after all these guys pit, assuming they take 4 tires and fuel, he should be right up there at the front.
Actually, sure enough, Ethan Flanagan's going to be in the lead.
He's being scored in 4th at the moment. But as soon as the rest of these guys duck off and go get some fresh rubber and go-go juice, he's gonna be up there, man.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, every other driver is pretty fortunate because I was going to say, had Ethan come in, been able to stay on the lead lap and kind of stay in front of these guys, he was going to trap them a lap down, even if one person would have stopped. But overall, I mean, it seemed the caution really came out at the perfect opportunity for them. Now, it also gives them the ability to make it to the next stage without worrying about running out of fuel, because the next stage is at 140 and the fuel run is 55 to 65, I believe. So they should be good to be able to good to go.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's right on the money. So let's see how many of these cars come down. You know what throws me off here at Rockingham is that where that pit lane starts and kind of wraps around the end of the track. I guess you would say the backstretch, pit area.
Yeah, this
Sometimes when I watch it from the chopper cam or a blimp cam like I am right now, I kind of get lost. Where the hell I'm at on the track. So
well,
sorry about that if I'm confusing anybody.
This track in general, trying to get down into pit road. I know Monday's race we had green flag pit stops, and actually, did we have? I honestly don't remember. That's because I ended up winning that race, and I don't even remember. But
Champion.
actually, Ethan Flanagan is your new leader.
No, me down.
And he'll take the inside line here on the restart, and you just saw a bunch of guys staying out so they can get that valuable wave around. They'll come in and get their service a little bit late, catch up back to the back of the field, and they'll be ready to go racing as well.
I believe the guys that did take the wave round, or at least most of them, they all pitted a little earlier than the rest of them, so they should be able to go for quite a while with laps and fuel. So they should be able to run. Obviously, I don't think they'll be as fast just because tires They already have about 15 laps as we are going green, and Ethan Flanagan gets a really good start, 42 of Angel Hernandez on his outside, but Ethan able to clear him already coming out of turn 2. Yeah, on the backstretch we see a good little battle behind him for 5th place as Eric Schimmel has already moved up 8 spots, and Mike Simone really sitting in there on that high line as he's already up 9 spots as well. So we already see some big movers in this race.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement.
Again. Yep, coming up on the halfway point, and everybody pretty much getting back in single file mode after the restart here. After that caution that only involved 2 cars, they made their way back down onto the apron, but not before iRacing decided, you know, hey, was it an iRacing thrown? Yeah, it was an iRacing thrown caution. Schimmel got some contenders right there with him. 6 of Tony Fry is going to make that pass on Schimmel in the 96, and Red Stick Mike Simone saying, I think I'll have a piece of that too, but not able to make it stick.
73 of Justin Markey was able to get Angel. I was watching him battle for a little bit. If I'm Angel, I'm just going to run. I would try and save my tires this run and just kind of maintain a gap. Maintain with the leaders, and then once the stage ends, I would get that damage fixed as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, very important to stay on the lead lap here if you're going to get some damage fixed. So the pace car is slow enough here, I think, where you can come down pit road multiple times during a caution and get them to work on it for a few seconds, and then, you know, just keep your eye on the relative and see where that pace car is at. Make sure you can make it back out of there and stay in front of that pace car.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is you want to stay on the lead lap. The simple fact that if you go a lap down as Angel hits the wall again.
What do you think's happening inside that car for Angel?
I think it's just.
I think, man, he's just.
I think it has to do with the fact that. Don't get me wrong. This track will come up on your quick on exit where you'll think you're good, and then last second it's like, oh no, there's the wall. So I think that's what's happening with Angel, and I think it's just a matter of him finding his rhythm, getting more consistent, and being able to make the turns. Because right now I'm watching him and he's doing fine, but I did notice that he kind of lets the wheel go to try and get that exit. But
well, he's still looking pretty good there in third. We're gonna have at least another caution just due to the stage racing here, and that Fat Guy's Burger Bar car, really cool Angel to represent Greg Klein's family. It's in English. You could probably mention that real quick. R.C. Klein, Greg's brother, passed away.
Yeah, his only sibling he lost recently to cancer, and it was one of the kinds of cancer that, you know, if you go get screened, you know, if they catch it early, you know, you got a lot better shot. But RC, man, he just he was ate up with it, had a colon cancer, liver cancer, and I think it spread a little bit beyond that as well. But yeah, Greg Klein's only sibling, and you know, it's been a rough time for Greg and his parents as Greg battling the 9 right now, trying to get around Barkley and able to make that pass. But yeah, Fat Guy's Burger Bar there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. His brother was part owner and was a manager down there. Just a fun-loving guy, and I saw some photos and stuff on Facebook. Him just yucking it up with the customers and stuff down there. Seemed like a really fun guy to hang out with. But yeah, if you're high risk, start at 45. Go get your screenings done. But everybody should be going at least when they turn 50, and go get your screenings done for colon cancer. It's it's treatable. You got to catch it though.
Yep, for sure.
73 looking inside of the Flanagan there. Not able to make the pass. Got a slow car up ahead of him here in Cobe in the 11.
Oh,
Larky in the wall. Francisco, that didn't look like very light contact there. That looked like a pretty good scrape the 73 took on the outside wall.
yeah, and I think what kind of caused that one was the 11. I think they expect him to stay low, and when he went high, it kind of changed their line last second, so it caused the 73 to overdrive the corner, get into the wall. But yeah, that was kind of a hard hit. I think he's gonna be in the same boat as Angel, where he's gonna have to come in and get it fixed for sure.
Well, once you commit to a line going into the turns, it's hard to switch it up in the case of a slow car or something's happening in front of you. And I think that's kind of what happened there probably is he just couldn't change his lineup the way he wanted to go. And you ever hit the brakes in the corner just out of panic, and it just, if you do that, it just, as you said earlier, Francisco, the car gets out from underneath you, you can just go straight into the wall.
Yeah, at this track especially, I mean, the officials are at Darlington this week, so there's a lot that's going on in those races as well, where, lap cars that are a little bit slower, they, you don't know what they're going to run, and then the last second they kind of change it up, and you panic and hit your brakes, and it just causes you either drift up into the wall or get a little loose on the corner, so stuff like that can definitely affect the way a driver enters a corner, and we saw there how it could cause a mistake to happen.
Well, after tonight, this being a cutoff race in the round of 16, next week, of course, we're going to Daytona Road Course.
I'm not. I'm going to be on the pirate ship.
You'll be on the Black Pearl. Arrgh.
I'm going to be with wherever Gary's at right now. Gary Sack. I'm going to follow Gary Sack wherever he goes on the pirate thing, because I don't really want to be at Daytona Road Course.
No,
But regardless, they're going to be there.
You know what a pirate's favorite letter is, don't you?
Oh gosh, here we go. R.
A lot of people think it's R, but it's actually the C. Just wanted to share that with you guys.
That's so dumb.
But round of 12 is going to be Daytona Road Course, and then Bristol, Tennessee for the Volunteer 225. That's going to be 225 laps at Bristol, and probably my favorite short track. It doesn't really get any better than going to Bristol. And it's going to be a late afternoon, kind of a transition race. Hopefully it goes into the night, because I love watching it with the lights on. It's Greg Klein inside of the 96 of Derek Schimmel right now. Not room to slide up. He's not going to make the pass. Just wasn't quite clear of the front bumper of Derek Schimmel, and they've got the 11 to contend with here. The 11 is a little bit slow. Tony Fry a little bit off the pace there. I'm not sure if he has damage or if he just boogered that corner up.
Well, this right here is the perfect example of how difficult it has, especially on the inside. The outside just is able to carry the momentum so much better and has the room to drift up, that when you're on the inside, it just makes it extremely difficult. As you see the 92 trying to get around the 6, and he is able to.
And the
That's cool.
11th, Andrew Cole staying high to let him by. Go ahead, sir.
No, there's a little bit of cool stuff happening on the track. My brain is just moving 100 miles an hour right now about this pirate thing. I'm wondering if during the caution, if I could find Gary Sack and pull him in. I don't know where he is. He might be in the pirate ship
He's in the Indian Ocean somewhere.
server. That would be so amazing to ask him why he's on a pirate ship and not racing right now.
I wonder if next week at Daytona Road Course, I'm gonna be able to find a camera that points towards the sea, and we're gonna see the pirate ship on there.
There you go. At Daytona, there's an airfield and a beach right there. You could probably get both. And then Gary Sack will be out there with his eye patch and his bandana, swashbuckling around on Daytona Beach.
Doing his impression of Jean Lafitte.
That's a Cajun pirate, isn't it? That's one of them French pirates.
It was like the mob back then, and they were government subsidized and everything. They had on Grand Isle and stuff down there, and some islands off the coast of Louisiana.
Good fishing down there.
It was a huge freaking operation they had down there. It's really quite amazing.
Good fishing on the Grand Isle too, if you ever get a chance. Red Sticks Mike Simone turned his car a little bit, but held it. As we're talking about Cajuns, he kind of got probably excited.
His little spidey senses were tingling. You know, his little crawfish antenna was quivering, and
he knew we were talking about.
We were talking about fishing over there, and I was about to start talking about fishing on the intercoastal down there.
Oh yeah, done plenty of that.
We get a good look.
Michael
I
Buckley's
love
in the wall.
These static camera views. You see how close these guys get to the wall. Buckley caught a big piece of it. Huh?
He got a piece, but he held it really, really well, sitting there in 11th in that Jim Beam Camaro. Ain't nothing wrong with Jim Beam. That's all right. Good looking car, Buckley, but he did get a little piece of the wall.
Well, Francisco, these guys starting to feel the kind of the tire wear really coming in here. I mean, it's 35 laps or so in on this set of tires.
These tires are definitely already at the point where they just want to get off the car and get replaced. But it seems like everybody's kind of mad. You're seeing some people already kind of hit the wall because of tightness, or overdriving a corner. But overall, you're seeing a pretty good job with the way that people are handling their tires. And like I predicted, they're trying to go a little bit higher in the corners and just get the better runoff. So it'll be real interesting to see how everybody kind of handles the last run, because it is going to be basically a full fuel run in the final stage. So if I'm them, this is all race. It's going to prepare you for that last stage, and it's going to be about who can save the tires best, and also about hit road, because we've seen how good clean air can be for you and how difficult it is to pass on the inside. So if you're able to control all that, you are set up for victory if you're able to be consistent.
Well, how about Matt Thorns and that number 10 Thorns family woodcraft machine? There's no quitting that guy. He's back out on the track after being in the pits for repairs for about 6.5 minutes on this on this time coming through to fix damage. So he's back out there, going to make a few more laps, and hey, there's plenty of time for him to make some attrition positions, is there not?
And why not? He's sitting in 8th place, looks like, in the points, so closer to the bubble than he probably wants to be. But I think if he gets out there and runs those laps, he's going to be fine.
And if they reset the points after the cut anyway, I mean, shoot, why not?
Of course, I'm looking at points that probably don't even mean anything. But regardless, I think he'll hopefully push on to the next one.
The rules are made up and the points don't matter? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, here's the deal.
That was on a TV show.
Well, here's another deal. Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. So if any of this stuff sounds like it could be made up, maybe it is.
It might be,
Barkley just made a pass there.
Well, he passed Buckley, who's got some damage on that Jim Beam, number 26.
Yeah, Barkley's car's looking pretty good. Mr. Mac and Cheese, Mr. Florida Man himself.
Yeah, besides that one little hiccup on the restart, he's actually had a pretty solid race out there.
He has really had a good season, to be honest with you. I think watching him over the probably year or two we've been watching this stuff, he's really improving. So
Yeah, now part of that new team over there, Super Serial Racing, that Derek Schimmel started up here in Cup. So the 11 going low here, but Flanagan in the 35 not able to make the pass. The 11 of Kobe, he missing some body work on the front of that machine. Okay, now Flanagan and Malarkey able to get around. Yeah, that Exalta number 11, he's had some better days out there. But not giving up. He is a playoff driver and wants to get up there and score as many points as he possibly can.
You know, with the way this track's been handling and how people have kind of hit the wall on us, even though he is missing a front bumper, for people that are on the bubble or in general, when it comes to cutout, you gotta run every single possible lap you can. Even if you're slower, it doesn't matter. You never know what to expect. So, if you're able to gain 2 or 3 positions, that could be the difference between getting eliminated or you moving on to the next round. In one of the races one of the leagues I used to run in, the championship race came down to 2 things. One, me leading 1 lap in the race, and that was the only lap I led, and finishing 2nd instead of 3rd, and the championship was only separated by 3. So thanks to the 5 bonus points for leading a lap, helped me win that championship, and also by finishing 1 position behind. There is a crash, and I believe it is the 60.
Kewins, yeah.
See what happened here.
Did he do the same thing as everybody's done there, kind of self-spin, or? Well, it got into Derek, looked like a little bit.
Ooh, yeah, it looks like he, I mean, you could say it's the same thing that's happened with everybody, where they get a little tight on exit and kind of drift up, and got to him and hits the inside wall.
Well,
So,
luckily,
this
Derek,
stage-ending yellow is about to save Kewins from going a lap down, though, I think.
I hope so. He's been having a pretty decent race. Small mistake there, and a small mistake can be huge when you have 0 fast repairs here at the Rock. But looks like Derek suffered minimum damage. So Derek Schimmel doing pretty well. He's not probably angry or anything like he normally is.
On lap 40, unless they... or 140. There it is.
Oh,
Well, they waited until Kewins got passed by the leader and then threw it, so...
You read my mind on that one.
Kewins will lose a lap here. Ooh, Yahtzee, that boy ain't happy.
Well, what about maybe making a lucky dog or something here? He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be able to get the lucky dog and then come down and get the damage fixed, so it won't be too bad. Man, these laps are flying by.
Yeah, really is. I hadn't had too much craziness, you know. I'm
Okay.
guessing we're going to see some mayhem here in the next 20 to 30 laps. I don't know. I don't know what you think.
I think there's a 50-50 shot. The only reason I say that is they are going to be aggressive to get around because, like I said, it's hard to pass once the tires are wear. But at the same time, knowing that tires are so important, I feel like some of them are going to play it safe because it is a full fuel run. So I feel like people are going to be aggressive but still play it safe.
Well, let's just be honest. The top 3 guys have been out front all night, kind of running away from the rest of everybody. So you're probably right here.
If I was out there, I'd want everybody to go 4 wide right now on this track. It's possible.
4 wide at the Rock. I mean, I'm down. You get about 20
The
more cars on here.
the the track I didn't expect it to happen was New Hampshire. I was in an official race and on a restart, green white checkered. I should have seen it coming, to be honest. We were 4 wide in turn 3, and I was like, I never expected to be 4 wide at New Hampshire. But
Hey, that's the
Right.
thing when you're running those officials. People get a little crazy trying to get that I rating boosted.
crazy part is we actually kept it clean and actually green.
Wow.
So where there's a
That's
hope,
cool.
where there's a will, there's a way. So
Hey, you probably should have saved that one.
I wonder if I did, to be honest. I usually try and save replays or in general of races where, you know, something happens and wreck, and surprisingly it doesn't.
Sometimes if you go on the Instagram stream for iRacing, you'll see some of those cool things like you're talking about. Some like amazing things that happened over the week. It's pretty cool to watch. iRacing's a really cool platform. I think it gives everybody a chance to, be a part of the racing community. I mean, I've watched racing my whole life. I could never afford to drive a car. My dad didn't own a shop or nothing. We didn't do it. But this is the way to kind of get into it and spend a minimum amount of money. I mean, you're gonna have to spend some money, but it's not like getting in a real race car. But it simulates the whole thing, and I think they do a good job here.
Thank all the fans joining us too on all 3 platforms tonight: Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Kobe Sutphin joining us over on Twitch with the Angry Indian, and over on YouTube, a couple of league guys: Mike Giberson, Thomas Stanley, Brandon Hughes Racing as well. Appreciate all the guys that showed up tonight to watch some traditional short track racing as lights are out on the pace car.
Brandon
Coming
Hughes,
back around, stacked them up side by side, getting ready to go.
where's he been? I hadn't heard from him in a while.
I don't know. That's the thing about iRace. Sometimes life happens, and got to take care of that stuff first. But coming out of turn 4, it looks like Flanagan's going to be on low line, and Malarkey on the outside. Ricketts on the inside behind the 35, and the 92 of Greg Klein on the outside behind Malarkey. Pace cars down. Green flag is out. Here we go. Lap 145 starting here out of 200 here at Rockingham. Nobody with really the advantage there on the restart, kind of back and forth, but both cars with a great jump there. And as they get onto the backstretch, the 35 will go ahead and take that. Malarkey right up behind him. These are teammates, Speed Demon Motorsports. Jason Ricketts behind him. Greg Klein in 4th. Jason Ricketts blinking out a little bit there.
Well, this cold tire is going to come into play here. It's probably going to take 4 or 5 laps to warm these things up, right, fellas?
Oh yeah, and the biggest place you'll see it is on entry, just because if you, like I said, you hit the brakes a little hard, the car does want to just spin out. But overall, Jason Ricketts is having a pretty good run, and so is Greg Klein. Kind of 2 new drivers that we really haven't seen with these top 3 guys that have been running up here. So as we see him blink in the night to kind of react to it, but overall, this is going to be some good racing. As you see the 42 trying to make the pass on the outside, which honestly might be the preferred way of passing here.
Well,
But,
and the 27 of Red Stick Mike Simone had an issue on the backstretch, which what we've seen self-induced, and he's coming down to the pits. He hit the outside wall and the inside wall, kind of like we saw Tabor and the rest of those guys do.
I'm seeing here, I believe Angel Hernandez just put up the fastest lap, and he was running 0.2 faster when he did it compared to the leaders. He put up a 23.51. That was a really solid lap. I think he's trying to catch up to these leaders and see if he can make a pass before the tires kick in.
So with taking gas at lap 141, That's stretching it to what 59 laps if they go green the whole time. Well, Ricketts sideways back there. Looks like he caught it.
He actually saved that. That was impressive. That car was sideways.
But do you think they're going to be? You think they're going to be able to make 59? That seems like stretching a little bit farther than they've been able to run so far.
I know my buddy was telling me it was 55 to 65. So if that's the case, I'm pretty sure all they would have to do is maybe on entry, if they are going to be short by a lap or two, just on entry of the corner, just hit the clutch, let it coast, and then get back on the throttle, and they should be able to stretch it.
You could save a lap or two that way easily, probably in a big long run, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, I think the most you could probably save is probably like 3 or 4 laps, maybe. So they should be able to make it. It's just a matter of, because I know they can make it 55 easily. We saw that. So it'll be interesting to see when, if they can make it, or if you're gonna see some people try and save a little bit just to be sure. But overall, I mean, these top 3 drivers, Ethan Flanagan, Justin Markey, and Adrian Hernandez, they've been dominant all race long.
Yeah. We want to say thanks once again to Matt Thorns, Thorns Family Woodcrafts, for the donation of that beautiful trophy that's going to the winner of tonight's race, that ingrain cutting board that he made. So appreciate you very much there, Matt. Thorns Family Woodcrafts donating the trophy tonight, sponsoring tonight's race, the Woody 200 from Rockingham.
Man, I want the thing myself. So go ahead and make me one, Thorns. Look at the car, though. It's beat to hell, but he's got the logo on it. Looks really cool, like he's driving a Woody. Old Woody car. Cool paint job. Awesome woodwork. Really proud to have a guy like that. Talented guy, part of this league. And a fun guy. He's fun. He's got that mustache. If you get a mustache like that, you better be pretty fun.
I'll tell you what, I've spent many a night talking to that cat here on Discord, and it's just nonstop laughter talking to that cat about who knows what, you know.
Speaking of mustache, it's on screen.
Hey, look at him there. I think last week we mentioned it. When his car starts to not handle well, you can see one side of that mustache kind of curls a little bit more than the other. You know, that's the equivalent of, you know, when you're a kid playing Mario Kart and you tilt the controller, you know, when you're trying to turn. That's kind of what his mustache does.
I've never played that. I wasn't
You've
a kid.
never played Mario Kart.
When that came out, I was not a kid. I was an adult.
Oh, you were busy playing Pong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had an Atari. I know what you're talking about.
Asteroids.
And Berserk. That was a fun one.
Yeah. Donkey Kong.
Galaga.
Look at all this. Yeah, all the cool stuff, man. That's the stuff that started all this. This is not a game, though. This is a simulation. Don't let this fool you. This ain't no pirate ship. These guys are out here sweating. The reality is, it's almost like a real situation. Some of these guys are racing in virtual reality, which kind of immerses you into a little bit more of the race. I think you can talk about that, English. You have a VR set.
Yeah, you know, not just using it for iRacing, but using it for other stuff. American Truck Simulator, you can run in VR, but in iRacing, especially when you're running close quarters and stuff like plate tracks and stuff like that, where you're stacked up 3 wide, nose to tail, it gives you a little bit more spatial awareness. You can turn your head and see if there's a car beside you. You know, you can look over the hood there and gauge how far off the bumper of that car in front of you actually are. You know, it's not just a flat screen. You're kind of estimating how far you are away. It really is. It really does a lot for you as far as spatial awareness goes. But yeah, if you start flipping, don't forget to close your eyes, because in VR you might get sick.
Well, I know some people say that one of the biggest advantages of PR comes on the restarts, because you're able to look over and see if you're in second, third, whatever. You're able to see the leader, and the moment he moves, you're able to get a better jump than you are with
That's
whether
true.
it's single or triple monitors. But as we were talking about that, the 42 is able to get into second, passing Justin Malarkey. So this is gonna be a good battle, and I did get info that he can make it on fuel.
And make it on fuel. So that's some good information there, because if we do see a late caution, some of these guys may elect to just stay out and not come down at all, not even for 2 tires, 4 tires. They may just go ahead and stay out and conserve that track position as the 11 is down.
Well, as for that, I think if a late caution were to come out, I would have probably say you would most necessarily have to come in, because if guys come in, I mean, within one corner, those fresh tires will just destroy anybody in front of them. I think the strategy would be whether they take 4 or 2 tires, because I feel like you could get away with 2 tires here. It'll help the car turn, and if you're able to drive it, it should be able to be good. But after a long run, it's most definitely going to be a strategy call there at the end if a caution comes out.
And Brandon Hughes letting us know over there on YouTube, he's been real busy here lately. He does real life racing with some micro sprints, so he's been real busy with that, and says he'll be on probably help us with the final race. But guy's been busier than a one-legged man in a ass-kicking contest. So, but we'll see him back soon, Brandon Hughes.
That's good. He always brings some kind of fun to the thing.
Yeah, he does. That guy's chill as hell too, man. I like talking to him.
I got insider information. I've been in communication with the Pirate Man,
Oh,
Gary Sack.
how does he?
He says he's not in the playoffs. He doesn't like Rockingham. I told him to share his screen. I want to watch this pirate thing and kind of explain it to y'all what's happening over there.
You gonna give us a play-by-play on him searching for booty?
I'm gonna try quickly as we're winding this thing down 30 laps. I only have a little bit of time to kind of comment on the pirate stuff.
Gary Sack and his pirate stuff, man. I tell you what.
Ooh, I
Oh,
think Angel got
42 in the wall again. Oh, we all saw that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think Angel's really pushing it now. He's gonna try and. I think he really wants to get clear of that 35.
Well, he's got to be extra careful here because he does have teammates here, and we all know that the team concept at Midwest Days of Thunder is extremely useful, especially right here, because what the 73 can do is just keep challenging the 42, keep it too wide as much as you can, and what's that going to do? It's going to allow the 35 to widen that gap. We got smoke on the racetrack, and I just heard the crashy crash noise. Not sure what happened there.
that?
Oh, the tin of Thorns blew up.
Crashy crash noise.
You know that
What
that sounded
The
like
hell? Yeah, I heard the sound.
Yeah.
Matt,
Oh,
He's- done for tonight, I would imagine, after that little deal.
and just put a replacement motor for in like 5 minutes. You're good to go.
Yeah, no engine, no go. He had to tow as well, so that's fine. He don't care. He's having a good time. Thorns Family Woodworks.
Woodcrafts.
I can't
Big
read the back.
craft.
I'm looking at the back of his truck. I can't, or his car. I can't read it. It's so bent out of shape.
He doesn't just work with wood; he crafts. You know, that's
He's
a
an
whole
artist.
other level. You know,
Just an artiste.
73 continues to take the 42 too wide, allowing the 35 of Flanagan just to drive away.
This really is reminding me of Monday's race. It's the exact same thing happening. Second and third battling it out, and first is just able to just pull away.
There's
you were
really
the guy.
nothing Angel can do there either. Go ahead,
Yeah,
sir. I'm
you
sorry.
were the. I was gonna say Francisco was the guy pulling away.
And
in
it
that
felt good.
race. I bet it did. I'm
No
sure Ethan
pressure.
Flanagan is feeling the same way at this point.
No pressure, just gotta hit your marks and good to go.
Well, guys, Monday we're going Xfinity racing in the playoffs. Over at we're gonna be at Daytona Road also, aren't we?
Oh my God!
It's-
Don't.
Sadly,
So-
yes.
I think it's gonna be a
No,
duplicate
I'm-
schedule for Xfinity and Cup going
No.
throughout the rest of the playoffs.
I'm gonna.
Are you gonna get with
put-
Gary and?
Yeah, I'm gonna get on his
PFPs?
pirate game. I'm gonna let
There you
him do the race, and I'll do the pirating.
And Daytona Road Course. Yeah.
I mean, it could be fun if you're driving it, but for me watching it, I don't understand what's going on. And I never really understood a stock car going right.
They're just
Hello.
surviving, man.
Trust me when I
That's
say, even as a driver, Daytona Road Course, not a fan of it.
Yeah.
Angel, I mean, I'm pretty sure Angel will run that one, but he, him, Davey, there's a few guys that they drive road courses and they just are solid at it.
Yeah, I think
Eric,
Davey
Eric,
Hendricks
Eric
could drive
Fiorello
anything.
as well. Eric
Him
Fiorello,
too.
Greg Klein. They'll probably
Yeah.
race down next week. I bet both of them race down on Monday.
I hadn't seen Eric in a while. He may. I hope he does. He's good at it.
That's true. I haven't seen Eric at all.
I know Davey Hendricks is
Oh, he
good
does-
about anywhere you put him.
I know he does a lot of camping and stuff this time of year. They may be out with the RV.
As you should. Beautiful
Some
time
beautiful
of year.
country out there too, man.
No.
Northwestern to central Arkansas. You know the hills and all. that.
Gorgeous.
It's
Oh,
beautiful, beautiful
Yeah.
place to live and visit. You know.
Yeah, Bill Clinton gave Arkansas a bad rap about just having chicken farms, but it's a really cool place, man.
It's beautiful. We talked about it, in fact, yesterday about, what is that Wilhelmina area over there around Mena, Arkansas,
Yeah. Mhm.
where that airstrip was, where they were training all the Contra guys.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Remember that?
I think. I don't know. Hell.
They made a movie about it called American Made with Tom Cruise,
Ooh.
where they're
Barkley.
flying dope and stuff.
Barkley got into the back of Tony Fried. What did they do? They were battling out for 5th and 6th. Tony Fry got the worst end of that thing, I think, just looking at the damage.
This train's off the rails, man. I'll tell you.
What train? We're on one?
One
Crazy
we're
train.
riding on right here. This train.
I
The
thought
one
cool.
the one our engineer Francisco's running. I just heard another car hit the wall.
I thought it was going pretty well, actually. You don't.
Ooh, I think that was Malarkey.
Uh
Is
oh.
that Larky hit the wall? Because Klein is now taking that position.
I want to say it was Malarkey.
You know what got this thing off the rails is Gary Sachs. So if there's an issue, blame him. Him and
Connor
his
Darnell
pirate.
with fresh tires trying to get try to dive down there, maybe try to get a lap back here.
Yeah, a little late for that. He's 6 laps down, so.
You know what I find crazy about iRacing is the way that you're able to actually get sponsors as if it's like a real race car type situation. I know some drivers, they are. I'm trying to see his on here as their car.
Listen, Ricketts does. The Dawsonville pool room down there, I think, is his actual sponsor. He runs a lot of official races. And if you ever look, I think I'm in his division. So when I look at the standings on the officials, he's always on the leaderboard, close to the
Well,
top of it.
and
He
it's
does
kind of
a lot of official race.
a cheaper way to, as a sponsor, to kind of get involved and get some eyeballs on the thing.
You see that thing with Klein just now in the
Uh-huh.
tryover? Oh, baby.
They're really pushing it.
Oh, man. Runs
They're-
Angel Hernandez all the way to the outside wall, and he scrapes it a little bit.
And Malarkey's just sitting there back there waiting for a mistake.
Well, he just about had an opportunity to pounce there. I think the 42 is just slightly off pace due to some of that arrow damage. As they come across the line here, there'll be 12 to go.
I think he should be good. What's really helping Angel is the fact that he can run that high line really good. So he gets a solid runoff and is able to protect himself from that inside line. But yeah, well, for examples there on Angel's car, that TMJ in the back. I know Thomas Stanley, Joe Archer, and Michael Gervey. They started up TMJ East, and as a matter of fact, they have partnered with my gaming work to help these guys run a bigger part in the esports scene and cover entry fees and stuff like that. So pretty cool what you can do in iRacing and the potential it has. And me personally, I got picked up by Premier Setup Shop to be one of their official drivers. So
Oh, congrats, man. That's awesome.
yeah, I got lucky with that. So that way, anybody setups, go use FJV15 at checkout for 50% off. But
you're very modest. You're a talented guy, and you earned every bit of that. How's Road to Pro going?
Road to Pro, I wish I could say it's going good, but it is a big up experience for me in regards to, since it's the first time I've ever done it. I've learned a lot from it. Been wrecked out of a lot of the races, whether it's from netcode or these guys are really not giving each other room. But overall, it was a big learning experience. That's the biggest thing I took from it was. I know a lot of people run a lot of fixed races because when it comes to open set. Oh, Angel's getting real loose. Greg Klein was able to complete that pass. I think this is, man, you're seeing Angels send it on that
all over
inside.
the place.
I think at this, I think I know what's happening is at this track on the straightaway. Once these tires wear, start to like slide around, even on the straightaway. But when I got for Road to Pro, yeah, I've been wrecked out of a good amount of races. Haven't really finished well. And for anybody that's ever interested in it, if you're planning on doing it, I would highly suggest start running open races, get used to setups and what it has. Because if you just run fixed is really good to learn tire saving. But when you go to open, it's going to be about being consistent and trying to run the fastest lap of quality. There's a lot of factors that play in it, but there's a lot of guys I've seen here that helped me improve myself. Davey being one of them, man. Racing him, I gotta step it up to the next level to try and keep up with him. And some tracks I'm able to do good. Angel's another one. He's consistent and solid to where I always know he's gonna be there. Joshua, he's another one. There's a good amount of drivers in here that are really good.
Well, here we go. Flanagan's going to cross the line here on the tri-oval with 4 laps to go, and he's got about a 3.3 second lead on second place. That's Greg Klein up 7 positions in the 92.
Yeah, Greg Klein
Winding
up
down.
7. Hard charge with race. Looks like
Oh,
Hernandez
wreck.
is sideways. Oh, that changes the game.
Yellow's out. Then we're going to
Ooh.
restack everybody here for a green-white checker.
Loaded.
Oh, Flanagan did not want to see that, did he?
He sure didn't. And I think that was kind of self-induced on Hernandez, just pushing it too hard. We see a lot of that tonight on that backstretch.
Actually, the crazy part is he didn't hit the wall. He didn't hit nothing that would cause him. What happened was the point I brought up that once these tires when you're on the front stretch, you start getting like the tires start spinning by themselves. And if you look, he's just on the straightaway. The car is just spinning tires, and that's where he lost it.
Wow. And he caught a piece of malarkey in the 73, but everybody's coming down for service here. Well, no, not everybody. 1, 2, and 3 came down.
It looks like everybody's starting to come down.
Yeah, it looks like the front 9. Okay, so everybody on the lead lap is pitting. Sorry about that. I saw cars stay out and didn't realize there was that many cars lap down.
Breaking news too. Gary Sack, everybody loves Gary Sack. I know he's got a lot of fans here. Still playing the pirate game.
Still searching for booty.
He's still swashbuckling around the interweb. So, but now I think we're going to have an exciting end to this thing. Crazy how that happened right there at the end.
So, prediction time. Turner, we both have raced with Greg Klein for many years, way before we came over to Midwest Days of Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
We know how competitive he is. He is Earnhardt Sr. He will wreck his own grandmother to win a race.
He will.
We're going to see that tonight. I think we've got a pretty good chance of him putting some speed demon guys in the freaking wall or trying to send them down to the inside.
Well, and here's the deal. I hope so. I want to see some kind of. I want to see some kind of action. Greg, I think he's a nice guy. He's not gonna
he's
purposely do it. But if he believes he's faster than you on this last 3 laps, he's gonna put the bumper to you. He's not gonna destroy you, but he's gonna let you know he's there.
I have been pit maneuvered so many times by Greg Klein. I can't even. In fact, in our other league, we didn't even call it spinning or wrecking or pit maneuver. We called it Kleining. I got Kleined last night. You know.
I'm hoping to see that then.
Somebody asked me, "Well, how'd you do?" You know, I got Kleined. You know.
Well, then let's see a Kleinen right now because it'd be perfect time for that.
Oh, that's a perfect tribute right there to Greg. I got Kleined, man. 11 Cobe is out there. He's trying to get a lap back here. As soon as they get the one to go, he'll get waved around the pace car, and there he goes right now.
Yeah, I've been Klein too. I mean, trying to win a race somewhere, and he turned me, and then issue with my teammate one time in Midwest Days of Thunder.
That was coming.
Hit me turn 2 at Pocono. So I've been turned a few times by my friends.
I can only apologize so many years for that.
Yeah, but we're still friends, so it's kind of something to.
Close acquaintance.
Well, buddies to a degree. I mean, there's still some anger
I'm
there.
I'm just picking it.
Yeah, there's still some anger. All right, so we got his car lights.
Who's
off.
on deck here? Is it you?
I think I'm on deck.
Go ahead,
On the inside,
take a breather.
Inside is Ethan Flanagan. Outside is Greg Klein. Inside row 2, Malarkey. And next to him will be Tony Fry. So this is going to be the big one here. And the green flag is waving.
Oh,
my God.
Go.
He didn't get a good jump at all. Ethan Flanagan did. So did Malarkey. Greg is going to be playing catch up here. And so I don't know if we're going to get to see him turn anyone. Justin Barkley kind of slow out of on the backstretch there. Tony Fry trying to catch up to the fray. Ethan Flanagan driving the wheels off that thing, trying to keep the guys off like Malarkey.
Flag.
There we go. Here it comes, boys.
Mine just had a terrible restart there. I think he spun the tires, and then, of course, same thing happened with the 9 that we saw earlier, as the 35 and the 73 pretty close to each other coming around into turn 3 and 4. But Flanagan is going to stay out front here Speed Demon Motorsports finished 1-2. Greg Klein in third. Tony Fry just set the fastest lap of the race on the last lap of 23:44. Congrats on fourth to him. And Justin Barkley in the 9 machine is going to round out your top 5.
We're going to have to get with Greg here and see what happened, because I really thought he was going to get in there and turn somebody. He turned himself. 96
giving a little congratulatory bump on the rear end of the 35 of Flanagan as he goes to do some victory donuts down on the infield grass right there in the tri-oval. Throwback Pepsi paint looking pretty good on 35 tonight.
Hey, did he win last week? Or I think he was.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
Well, I didn't have anything for breakfast. That's probably what ruined my day.
Check this guy out. He's practiced some. Look at this burnout here.
Mm-hmm.
Kept her straight.
Cool.
Pepsi beautiful paint. Form.
Burger King Pepsi paint. Looking good.
Well, the Woody 200 turned out to be a pretty damn good race, I think. The single file action did produce some pretty good action here late, as we saw some guys when the tires started to fade. That's when we started to see more side-by-side racing and guys challenging each other.
Well, Greg Klein is in the podium pinner. Would you like me to bring him up?
Do it to it.
All right. Greg Klein is going to come up into the broadcasting channel. Here he is.
Hey, Greg Klein, this guy is up in the booth. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Congrats on the P3. Me and Turner were talking about it. We thought we might see some climbing happening right there off that restart, but let us know what happened there. Did you break loose? Did you spin them? Or were you in the wrong gear? What happened there on that restart?
Oh, I saved the climbing for you only, so that's
Yeah.
special just for you.
Awesome.
No, it just didn't take off. I was in second gear like I always been, but I don't know if I was just asleep or what, but still able to salvage a third out of it. I can't be too mad about that one. I was kind of hoping it would stay green, though, because, I had second pretty well locked up at that point.
Yeah, you did. You lost a spot there. P3 is not bad. But from really where you were battling, those, you're kind of on the outside looking in most of the race. But after that last caution, kind of set you up nicely. How'd you enjoy the race, and are you looking forward to the road course next week?
Man, I like this track once I find my rhythm. Once I found the line I liked and got into it, I had a really, really good long run car. Short runs, I lost some time, but getting the long run, I could really make some hay there. As for road course, man, you know me, I like road course racing, so I am really looking forward to next week. Hopefully, put out another good finish.
Well, you and maybe one other person looking forward to next week's race, but congratulations on P3 tonight. I think, are you going to race down on the Monday race to get some extra practice in, or?
As long as they're going to let us race down, I'll race down. I love racing Xfinity cars. Those things are so much fun. Well, actually, to me, more fun than these cars are to drive. But yeah, I'm going to race around, get some more practice. Hopefully have a good finish next week. I haven't had a whole lot of those this whole season, so man, I need everyone I can get.
Well, congrats, brother, man, on the P3, and we'll talk at you later.
Yeah, you got any shout outs or anything before we let you go?
Oh man, usually you guys, the admins, Taver, shout out to my little brother as always. That's about it, man. It was a good race. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to next week.
All right, brother. We'll see you on the flip.
See you guys.
All right. Who's next on deck? It looks like Justin Malarkey, right, boys?
73.
We'll bring him on up here. We'll give him a shout and see what's happening with him. Here he comes.
Hey, Justin, it's the broadcast guys. You got us?
Hey, how are you?
Good, man. Congrats on P2. We knew it wasn't going to be easy up there, and we did see a little bit of contact, not just between you and the wall, but you and a couple other cars out there. But the restart is really where you and your teammate there shined and able to pick up the P2, man. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely. The one time in going into 1 and 2, I kind of missed the apron there by about 4 feet, and it got me up the track sooner than I wanted. I got on the brakes, and luckily we didn't get into the wall or anything with the 42. And then the backstretch was after like 30, 40, 50, 60 laps. These cars, honestly, down the straightaways do not drive. They drive easier in the turns, I think, than the straightaways. They really like crab walk and bounce off the walls and stuff, and I think that's what happened from what I heard.
Well, I mean, y'all did it again. You and your partner, your team there. You guys had another great race. Pretty
Yeah,
clean.
these
I don't think we saw too much trouble out there. What did you see out there in at
just
Rockingham?
extremely hard to pass. I mean, it was the outside just has so much more speed. The inside had probably equal or more speed when you were in clean air by yourself, but you just couldn't pass anyone down there. This track is just so slippery that you can't turn the wheels any more than you're turning them without just losing it. In fact, the one time I almost lost it trying to get around to 35, coming out of turn 2 there around halfway. But yeah, there's just not much grip.
Kind of a mixed bag. The rest of the schedule here, with Daytona Road and Bristol being the next round, the round of 12. Uh, how do you feel there? I mean, uh, obviously, a lot of folks nervous about the road course, and I don't know if you're one of those guys in that boat. But then after that, you've got Bristol coming up, and you did so well here at Rockingham. You think any of that'll translate?
Yeah, Bristol kind of wishing that was first just to give the expectation on what needs to happen on the road course. I know the 92 and the 42 are definitely fast there, and I know Ethan's fast on road courses too. So we'll see. There's definitely guys that definitely have the road courses down. It'll be interesting for sure with that road course in there, and then only being a short track race right after before the cutoff again. Should be fun. Definitely a lot of people that are fast here, and definitely a lot of people that are fast on road courses in this league.
Awesome job, dude. P2, great team finish. You got any shout outs before we let you go?
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to you guys, Taver, putting the league on. Everyone, I know I got some people watching back home, so hopefully they enjoyed the show. It was the sweats actually was rolling down my face. I had to wipe my face so many times. This track is so challenging, and there's zero chance to rest. Like I said, you can't even rest on the straightaways here.
Yeah,
But
it's physical and it's mental too, isn't it, man? It's just draining on you.
it's so draining, and there's sometimes you just want to take a break and you can't because you have people right behind you, and you give up a spot. It's so hard to pass.
Well, congrats. Take a break right now, and good job.
Yes,
We'll see you next week.
should be fun. Take care.
All right, brother. All right, now we got your race winner, Ethan Flanagan, coming up to the broadcast booth. We'll see what he has to say, and here he is.
Hey, Ethan, it's the broadcast crew. You got us?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, man, we heard a lot of drivers tonight talking about this being a rhythm track, and you obviously had that figured out from the get-go as you dominated this race tonight. A lot of it alongside your teammate there in the 73. But talk us through this deal, and what was the biggest challenge out there? We heard a lot of guys talking about the tire wear once we got 35, 40 laps on the tires. They talked about how squirrely it would get going down the back stretch, and you think driving in a straight line is pretty easy, but it seems like it was a little bit more difficult once the tires got wore in. But talk us through this deal.
Well, I mean, I had no practice coming into this race. I'd just gotten on iRacing at like 8:10 p.m. or something, like 40 minutes before qualifying even started. And I've actually never run a cup race here, so I kind of went into this blind. Um, I got some practice laps in. Uh, I basically changed like the steering offset and the brake bias. It was based off a guess pretty much, and I just had a rocket ship. I mean, it's pretty hard to get past, even though I almost let it happen a few times. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a rhythm track. I kind of drive it like Atlanta, just a tiny bit. Um, I'm not really gonna say how I keep the car in a straight line on the straightaways. It's like a simple solution, but I don't want to let anybody else know, if that makes sense.
Well, you got to keep your secrets close to your vest, but obviously, where you want to be was out front tonight. Clean air. You did it. You're pretty much up there all night. Congratulations. You have any shout outs or anything like that before we let you go?
Well, shout out to my sponsor, F2ER, CD Keys. They let me run a throwback scheme, Darrell Waltrip, 1983 Pepsi car. Obviously, it was the number 11 back in the day, and it was rocket ship today.
Yeah,
Well,
it
congrats
was.
on the win, man. You're locked into the next round. Obviously, I think you didn't really have anything to worry about at that in that respect, anyway. But congrats.
Thanks, y'all. Y'all put on a great broadcast.
Appreciate it. Great looking car tonight, too. Good job. And we'll see you next week at Daytona Road Course.
All right, bye bye.
Yeah,
He really did have a rocket ship
he
tonight.
did. He stole the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't much
Go
in
away.
question, I don't think, during the race. Kind of pulled a Francisco Villarreal. Stole the thing, just like you did the other night, Francisco.
Yeah, definitely helps when second and third are battling so hard. Takes the pressure off you, and all you gotta do is just hit your marks and be consistent and drive away.
Oh, let's drive away from this thing and put it to bed. It was a long one, but it was a fun one. Looking forward to next week. I know y'all are too. So, English, take it away.
Yeah, we want to thank our sponsor tonight, Thorns Family Woodcrafts, for providing that trophy tonight. And that's going to go to Ethan Flanagan, who finishes in first place after starting in pole position. And right there behind him, his teammate Justin Malarkey in the 75 will finish in second. Greg Klein moved way up there, 6 positions to steal a podium spot. He'll finish in third. He looked like he might finish a little bit better, but that last restart, man, really got him. He wishes he could have that one back. Tony Fry in the 6th. Talk about a lightning fast lap. That last lap around the track, but not quite enough. He'll finish in 4th. The 9 of Justin Barkley. A couple of difficult restarts for him, but still in a top 5 tonight after starting in 8th position. So good job on him. And his super serial teammate / team owner Derek Schimmel in the 96 will rise up from 13th place to 6th. So good finish for Derek in that Smacks machine. Angel Hernandez in the 42 dropped a few spots, had a couple of incidents, got some damage, and he'll finish in 7th place. Alan Kewins, we saw him spin right around the middle of the race or so, but still stuck with it and finishes in 8th position. The one of Jason Ricketts in the Dawsonville pool room number 1 Camaro, he'll finish, or Mustang, I'm sorry, will finish in 9th place. And rounding out your top 10, the 26 Jim Beam machine of Michael Buckley.
Yeah, there you go. 97, Connor Darnell ended up 11th. 11th, Andrew Cove ended up 12th. 27, a Red Stick Mike Simone, 13th. Number 10, our race sponsor, Matt Thorns. Check him out. Thorns Family Woodworks. Cool stuff going on there. He's a craftsman. He's an artist. So, and he's got a great mustache. Check him out. 14th. Our league owner, number 5, Tabor Mowry, ended up 15th. 98 at Isaac Degner, 16th. Mr. Pirate, number 89, Gary Sack III. He's the Pirate Man, 17th. Steve McComas, Richard Gray round this thing out. Had a lot of fun.
I've got a correction to make. Jason Ricketts does run a Chevy Camaro in the Cup Series, so had to make that correction. Sorry about that.
Yeah, don't make mistakes here.
I
This
can't do
isn't
that.
for mistakes.
This ain't Bush
All right.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Good deal, man. I'm glad this thing's over. It was fun, though.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us, all the viewers out there on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We'll be back on Monday with some road course action in the Xfinity Cars Midwest Days of Thunder. So don't miss it. And we'll see you guys next week. And with that, I'm Alan English for Francisco Villarreal and Adam Turner. We gone.
See ya.